Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Learn From Us podcast. As always, my name is Seth. I'm here with my lovely co-host and co-lover, Andrew. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Seth?
We are Paul-less today. Without Paul.
Taking a little break.
A little break from his
Last I heard, he was at the Indians game.
Yeah, he was. He is. He's currently at the Indians game. But we do have a very special guest today. I'd like to introduce Josh. Josh, how do you say your last name? Raggi? Raggi. Josh is incredible. We had to have him on. You can see he's a master of the mic already. Josh is from CPR, Crossroads Property Restoration, CPRmyproperty.com. Josh, tell us about yourself. How'd you get into this? What are you up to?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here. Love you.
I didn't even know this existed down here.
Oh, that's right.
This is my first time down here.
Is it?
Cool.
This is pretty sweet, yeah.
Go for it.
Welcome to the Crossroads studio.
Yeah, welcome to the Crossroads podcast studio. Go ahead. We have a Crossroads group. So you know, Andrew, my Crossroads company is called Crossroads Media. Crossroads Media. So videowithpurpose.com is our Crossroads group. But tell us about your Crossroads group, Josh. Tell us, baby.
Yeah, so CPR came about 3 years ago. We started that. I was, leaving out the backstory of knowing Mikey and doing the other things we already had going on throughout the years. We started CPR about 3 years ago, kind of naturally, you could say.
What were you doing before CPR? What were you up to?
Yeah, we were flipping homes, rehabbing small apartment buildings, Belvedere Bath.
Yeah, Josh also owns a vanity company that slings vanities like crazy. Overstock.com, everything. BelvedereBath.com. Feel free to check it out.
I've been there. I wanted to get some vanities off of that.
Swanky vanities.
BelvedereBath.com.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going, Josh.
Yeah, so we had all that going on, and we just weren't able to find enough homes to buy. The market was just too hot, so we, Andrew and Paul had some experience in insurance claims, and it's a business I know they had wanted to be in for a couple years. So I came on board, said yes, let's do it, and before even really coming up with a name or
it was kind of natural. Josh was doing from the rehab, whether it was apartment buildings, homes. I mean, he got his feet wet in so many different, and learned to work with a ton of different trades and picked up a lot of knowledge. And Paul and I had experience in the insurance stuff. We had just owning properties. I mean, we had people driving their cars through buildings on a semi-monthly basis.
Oh, yeah.
It's unreal. But we've been through the bad stuff. We've been through multiple fires and floods and damages and explosions. And so we've worked with people and had to build stuff back. And we've dealt with companies that we really liked and thought they did a good job. We dealt with some bad ones, and on the insurance company fiasco stuff that clouds the whole situation. So for us, knowing we were going to have more and more and more properties, it's a numbers game. You own a certain number of units, you will have a certain number of claims or issues that arise. Yeah. So it's we wanted the ability to kind of hold some fate in our own hands and be able to control our own destiny, but more importantly, utilize some of the assets we had, like Josh, who had so much construction knowledge and experience with the trades. We want to implement that, not just for some of the stuff we were doing to make our life better and easier and more profitable, but offer that out to the rest of the world. We don't want to hide Josh by ourselves.
Yeah, so I want to get into this, guys, because I have a very specific tell-all book. I'm going to say tell right now in this episode, which is why we put this all together.
Oh yeah.
So here's the story where we got this together, and why I'm going to be leaving at least a 3.5-star review on Google for CPR properties. At least, Andrew. At least.
What's the maximum? It's
a 5, actually. So not out of 10. Don't worry. But at least 3 to 4 star. No. So here's the story, folks. About a year ago in April 2018, I live in Columbus, Collet Grove City, and a tornado came through, wiped out a couple houses. There was also large hail wave coming through, and it battered a lot of roofs in our area. The tornado actually took out a couple houses, very rare for sort of an urban sort of setting. I mean, I live in where do I live, Andrew? Like with all those, what do you call that? Where the homes are really...
I'll call them, cluster? Of like on a cul-de-sac?
Yeah. But I mean, like the houses are really tight. Like I could literally almost like anyway. I just don't have a ton of.
You have short lot lines. Is it like a master PUD or something like that? Where
Yeah, it's like a tight community. I have about a quarter acre I live on. My neighbor's house is very close. So we're all kind of very close. It's not like I'm out in the middle, like 7 acres, 10 acres.
Do you get along with your neighbors?
Yeah, we love our neighbors. Unfortunately, we're moving soon, and we're going to miss out on a lot of the beautiful, lovely
I don't
neighbors.
talk to any of my neighbors.
Oh, really? None? Well, how far away are you? We're kind of all on top of each other, so it's hard not
We're not
to.
that far apart.
Well, maybe you're just an asshole. But anyway.
In 8 years, I learned one neighbor's name.
Oh, my God. So, wow,
And
one
just,
neighbor.
Just the wife.
So actually, next week we're having a neighborhood block party just because we're leaving. It's probably gonna be like 40 people there.
Come on.
It's a rage down there. Yeah, I love them. So anyway, so I didn't think much of it. I was actually on vacation. I was at the Cavaliers Philly game last year when the Cavs were down by 30 and came back. Anyway, long story. I come home and everyone's like, "Bro, there's a huge storm here. You got to check out your roof." I'm like, "Yeah, right." Well, sure enough, right after that, people start getting new roofs all around me. And I'm not really a go-getter, especially with insurance. I don't know anything about it. Like, I just pay them some money and hope nothing ever happens, right, Andrew?
Look, most people don't. I'd say, and Josh, feel free to jump in wherever. But I mean, people buy insurance. Why? Because you have to.
Yeah.
And because, you've got this. I'll make numbers up. These are all made up. So I'll use you got a $200,000 home. If you don't want to build a $200,000 home back if something happens. So you have insurance. That's what it's there for. Big fires, floods, damages, stuff happens. You pay into it, so it pays out if something
bad
happens. Yeah, and you got all those number crunchers, the actuaries, to figure out if they insure 1 million homes, this many have claims of this much. I mean, trust me, they make money.
So I wasn't, and I wonder about that. So I wasn't there, but I come home and I didn't think anything of it. Next thing you know, it's like this person's getting a new roof, and then this person, and then this person, and it got to the point where if I do a drone shot of my neighborhood, maybe 300 feet up, you can probably fit 20 houses in it. And fast forward to today, of these 20 houses, one of them, my neighbor, had a new roof prior to this storm. The other 18 all got new roofs, and there's this one big red X, which is my home. And I have a certain insurance company. I switched to them off of a large insurance company.
Why'd you switch?
Because their commercials said that they don't make funny, ridiculous commercials with Flo and with Oscar from The Office and with basketball stars. They focus on pleasing the customers. So I submit a claim. And again, I'm talking like it's just like every time you drive through my neighborhood, they're putting up new. So I submit a claim. Here comes Todd. Andrew, you love Todd.
Well, I love sending him emails. I don't think Todd likes talking to me.
So I do hope one day Todd listens to this. I might just email it to him.
I hope so too.
Todd,
He called it a cease and assist, but I don't think he's allowed to send those by himself. So
Let's go
I'll just
back.
call it fake news.
So Todd Todd calls me. He's my insurance adjuster. He's going to come out and he's going to look at the damages. And from the very get-go, he makes me feel absolutely foolish that I'm actually just like even filing a claim. Everyone has a new roof in my whole neighborhood. I don't know anything about roofs. So I'm like, well, it looks fine from the ground. So he first step. I'm sure, folks, if you ever go through this, you'll learn. You ready? Here we go. You always want your roofer there. I want Josh there when my insurance adjuster comes out so that he can get on the roof and tell him what's wrong with the roof.
What did you do, though? Because I want everyone to kind of understand. I mean, I think that's the fun part of the podcast is to see, okay, this is what people naturally do on their own because people don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So roofers started pulling up to my house. And they all say I've had damage, so I started believing them. And like I said, I did have a trusted roofer friend that I contacted, and he said, "Look, sign this contract, and that you're going to work with us. Whatever. We're going to get you this new roof, no doubt. You have tons of damage. There's chalking." So the first step that Todd does to ensure that my roofer isn't there is he gives me every reason, every which way, why I don't need my roofer there. Well, Todd, I was told my roofer needs to be, oh, no, absolutely, don't need him there. It's fine. It's like, well, I really think this. No, in fact, you don't even have to be home.
So the insurance company is saying, don't bring your roofer.
That's right.
And you know what? You don't even have to be
Nope.
there.
I said, well, I guess you're right because I trust you. I mean.
Because you don't know any different.
I don't know any different at all. So Todd comes over. And for some reason, Andrew, I should have just marked this down. It's like he made me feel so stupid just from getting out of it. Just the way he started talking to me, I just felt like like I was a dummy. He just made me see like, this is stupid. There's nothing wrong with your roof. So I said, okay, well, I'm sure he's going to get on the roof, right? Don't you think, don't insurance adjusters get on roofs, Andrew? Isn't that protocol?
If it's a roof claim.
It was a roof claim. So Todd decides.
Then you know what? He should go on the roof.
So Todd is going to decide that he's not going to go on the roof.
What does he do?
He has another kid that couldn't have been older than 20, 22. And that doesn't mean he just probably didn't have a ton of experience. This kid gets on the roof and he takes cell phone pictures of my roof for Todd to view. Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world, Josh, but I mean, at that point, I started wondering what the hell is going on with why Todd's not getting on the roof. I even asked him, like, you're going to look at photos of the roof, and the roof is right here in front of us. And then he starts telling me why my roof is probably just old and not damaged. Now, it is an old roof, so you've been on it, right, Josh?
Yeah.
It's an older roof.
It's an older roof, 3-tab.
Yeah. So,
that's industry talk right there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I love that, Josh. So, it wasn't more than a few weeks later, Todd comes back with, yeah, there's nothing wrong with your roof.
Oh, so you have, by the way, congratulations. 19 homes on the street, and you're the only one. Congratulations.
Now, I thought that was strange. I couldn't figure it out.
Is there like a magical force field?
They told us that there's no damage. They sort of quoted us $200 to replace something up there. I don't even know. Now, mind you, my vents, the metal vents, my exhaust pipe for the fans you can see like golf ball dings on them.
So they just said no.
No.
What'd you do?
So I just said, okay. I just took it.
Okay.
And
you were working with a roofer at the time. What happened? You just told him, hey, they said no?
Yeah.
What'd they do?
All of the roofers claimed they were going to get this done for me, and they were like really committed, and then none of them really followed up at all. So they all just evaporated away into nothingness.
And tell us how you met Josh. You guys take it away now.
So Josh, we met playing basketball, right?
Yeah.
How old are you now? Because I know you can dribble around me quite well.
I'm 29.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going on. So I'm 38.
Yep.
But Josh and I played basketball, and then he started saying, "Boy, I love you guys on the podcast." So I met Josh. I didn't even know what you guys did.
Right.
No, wait, Andrew. What I mean to say is, another person told me before we get into Josh's. Another person told me that you should appeal this denial on your claim. You should appeal this, which I did, and the appeal was that it went to a higher power. I think it probably went to Craig, our other friend from this company.
He also hates me.
And
join the list.
And Craig, the appeal was Craig looked at Todd's document and then denied me again. So that was it. That was all. I was done.
What did he do?
He looked at words. And then, wait. He looked at this. Yeah,
look at that.
Yes,
I'll
he
look at
looked
that.
at this. Oh my God, I love that drop. So my second appeal with this insurance company was they looked at a piece of paper and then denied me again. So this is the denied.
So the first guy didn't go on the roof.
Yes.
And denied you.
Uh-huh.
And the second guy looked at paper.
Maybe at photos.
And denied you.
Blown out, yeah. It's cell phone photos, not even iPhone photos. Like we're talking Samsung something.
Probably a flip phone.
Yeah. So that was it. I forgot about the whole thing. I wasn't getting a new roof. I was shitting my pants. Gonna have to put $15K into my roof
because you're selling your house.
Yeah, selling my house. So that was that. And then all of a sudden, you said that Josh can do this. Help me. And I guess I might have doubted you at first because I didn't know this all existed. But so when these two took over, they basically took over my claim. And how did you talk me into like representing me? What is that conversation, Josh? Like, how does that work? How do you represent clients like you did for me?
Yeah, I mean, so many homeowners go through the same thing as you. I mean, it's almost every single one that we deal with. We haven't filed a claim, and they just don't understand the process. It's confusing. It's lengthy. You have a lot of victimization almost in it, and it's really frustrating for me to see it. But yeah, I mean. Our pitch is that you need representation throughout the entire process.
See, I didn't know representation existed. I just thought I was on my own. I'm not a big put my foot down, kind of like stand up for myself type person, more of a passive type person when it comes to disagreements. So when they try and trample me with these words, I just took it, bent over and took it. So
they said no.
They said no. So that's the law, right? They've already told me. So Andrew and Josh start getting on the emails. Yep. So you email Todd.
Yeah,
like,
well, the other thing too, I check it out. We verify that you had very large hail hit, even larger hail hit right next door.
And you've got some pretty cool things you can do on the internet with just different access levels and radars in the state of Ohio with
Storm
maps.
tracking, maps, when
All
things
that.
hit, dates.
I know he's got all kinds of tools. So what did the area look like, or what did the...
It looked like a very large swath, as they call it in the business.
you hear
Right
that?
over your neighborhood was
swath.
was yellow. And then right outside, you live near some farms, was
Yeah.
red, which means it's even bigger and worse.
What does red mean? How big is the hail when you're in red?
Red is over 2 inches.
So causing some serious damage.
Yeah, you were at 1.75 inches.
Yeah, now which they've since confirmed, Andrew. So anyway, so these two take over, and they start emailing on my behalf.
Yep.
And we got a lot of crickets, right? We got a lot of crickets for months, right? Crickets on the. This is Todd's email back. Was nothing.
What started with your local agent, and that's why it's important to note.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
He's
important.
just keeping the crickets going.
Keep going. That's the service I got. Keep going, Josh.
So it's important to note that your local agent has like literally nothing to do with the claim side.
I found that out as well.
Yeah, your local agent was great. They provided all the info that they could. And then when we dug into it a little bit and just tried to get to talk to Todd, we got crickets nonstop.
So it's amazing. Yeah, you would send an email to Todd. I'm working on behalf of Seth, and I want some more information on this.
Yep.
And we got no response.
Yep.
And then you just did it again, and I was laughing as you just write these same emails. Hey Todd, any update on this email? And then months would go by. Any update? Well, weeks would go by.
Yeah.
Any update on this email? And they just kept coming. Bam, bam, bam. How many did you send that were unanswered?
At least 12.
Yeah. And so finally,
12 unanswered emails from the person who's supposed to be handling your claim in the first place.
Yeah.
Over a 5-week period.
yeah, is that many?
Yeah, it was 5 weeks,
So,
12 emails.
so when did he finally get back to us? I don't even remember.
I think I sent a nasty letter.
Oh, so here comes Andrews.
Well, he got back to us. The funny thing was how he got back to us.
How was that?
He said we had that whole chain.
Oh.
And he said that he hadn't received anything.
So Andrew sends a very firmly worded letter that basically starts he started saying everything that I wanted to say and I couldn't.
Well, he also told us the reason that all these emails went unanswered is because we had his email address wrong.
Incorrect.
But he also responded
responded
using
to
the
the
exact
emails.
same email that we wrote it all to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he started looking pretty foolish, and you weren't afraid. You guys were not afraid to just call out these people in their ridiculousness.
Well, I think in the beginning you asked a question like, why would you get involved with me? Why would you want to do this? And some of that, again, experience that we've had has helped us gain knowledge. And even looking from an outside standpoint, you said, I don't understand how I'm not getting this roof, but I'm going to give up. We know the games that insurance companies play. And it's really unfortunate sometimes to see that.
Yeah.
But you play poker, right?
I
There's
lose
a
to you
little
all the time.
there's a little saying about if you look around the table and
Yeah, if you can't see the sucker, you're the sucker.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I was definitely that. for
So
sure.
here we are, a street, like you said, you got 19 roofs on a street and 18 got new roofs. So are 18 insurance companies wrong with all of their professional assessments?
I remember
that they've done?
my neighbor's insurance agent came out inspector, right? The
Yeah.
inspector came out. He put a ladder up above the gutter. He crawled up the ladder, peered over with just his head, and his first words were, "Yep, I'm buying this." And he got down. I said, "Man, I did not get that. I have not gotten that same level of experience from my company." Yeah. So you guys started with the emails, and Todd was not pleased.
He did not like me.
I mean, I think at some point, because I don't know what fired up that he gave me a call, like, "Hey, just going back,
I think he responded and I congratulated him on his
Oh my
email
God,
actually
yes.
working.
He said, Todd, it's great to see that your email's back working. We're happy to have you. Somehow,
Welcome to the conversation.
welcome to the conversation. So we got his superior involved, who's equally a shithead, and who has been denying, sort of delaying. They would promise me things. Yeah, I'll get you that email in 24 hours. The most recent stint was, yeah, I'll get you that email in 24 hours. And it's been 3 weeks. So somehow you guys fought for me to get another third-party adjuster in, right?
Yeah, we had a professional.
Yeah, it was
I'm going to use that word. It was an engineer.
a forensic engineer.
Forensic engineer. So Josh came all the way down, 2.5 hour drive down to my house to meet this guy. I wasn't even there,
But
actually.
he's on the roof, and again, you're preparing for it because you don't want to go into this blind, and it's something that Josh is very good at and knows what they're looking for. So they're on the roof, and they're circling all the damage spots so a guy can get up and easily look at it, and there's damage.
all over. Every
Everywhere.
slope had it. Yeah, we had it chalked the night before to prep. It was, it was crazy. It was undeniable from what we were seeing. We have roofs approved with way less damage.
Yeah. And so, oh, well, really? Yeah. So it was undeniable. And that's what a lot of the roofers were telling me. So it's funny is we get this third party person, which was hired by them to come take a look at our roof. He chalks it up and says all the things that are good and bad about it. And basically he was very adamant to you about the turnaround. Again, I can't believe this. He was very adamant with you about the turnaround, 7 to 10 business days.
Oh, yeah.
I call them at 10, delay. I call them at 12, we think it's on someone's desk. I call them at 14, I get Andrew involved. My wife and I were arguing about this. We want this to go away. It's like a lot of headache. We're trying to sell the house. It's terrible. They come back with, what did they come back with? You ready for this? Andrew, tell them what I told you about what they came back with.
Well, I think originally he pretty much said, you look at the whole thing, and he was like, well, we might have something. You get his report, and he goes, there's no damage.
Right. It is in our opinion, there's no wind or hail damages. The report still says that. So we still can't get a hold of Todd or Craig. They're not calling me back. Finally, they call me. And Craig says something to the effect of, listen, we've looked at this. I'm sending over the report, which took him a week and a half to get to me. But we do think we stand by Todd in his first assessment. But since that assessment, you do have wind damage. And if you file a claim, we'll take care of your roof, is what he told me. Todd calls.
That's a second claim.
Yeah, second claim.
Which is another ding.
Which is a huge issue.
So Andrew, when I told you this info, what did you first say about like we're standing behind him, but open up a second? What are they saying by that?
It says it's CYA. They're covering their ass. Something went unanswered for about 13 months from the original date, and all of a sudden they're saying, hey, close this so we can call it denied, and then open a brand new one and we can pay that out so it looks like we paid something fresh, not paying on something that we ignored for 13 months. Yeah. So they're just trying to cover all their tracks. So it looks like they did everything the right way.
While completely ruining your chances in the future on getting insurance.
Sure.
So, Josh, what's the tactics that are employed? What's
kind of said two of them.
Yeah.
Naturally, I think deny, delay, defend.
Defend, yeah. And they've been delaying for almost 14 months now.
But that's an employed tactic. Remember, their job is to collect the money from you, and then when you have a claim, their job is to minimize the payouts. Yep. That's how they make money. They don't necessarily care whether it costs you 10 grand or 20 grand or whatever to fix it.
Speaking about not caring, I just realized. So I told Todd when he was standing on his first assessment, I told him I had water damage inside.
Yep.
I had water coming in my vents. I had water coming in my back. The outlet spout, exhaust
What did he do?
spout. He didn't even look.
Didn't even go in?
I don't know how he said the words, that's not important to me, or that doesn't matter. But some reason he did not come in my home and look at
Deny,
dripping water, brown spots on my roof.
delay, defend. How true is that?
It's insane.
And they know the right amounts too, it's just the perfect amount not to fight. And that's where most homeowners aren't going to get into that battle.
Absolutely. So let me wrap this up with this. I got a phone call about an hour ago, and they're giving me written proof that because of you two, they're going to fully cover my roof. They're going to fully cover my roof.
Boom.
How about that?
And so they actually offered me 2 days ago a half coverage.
And when you called me and said, Andrew, I think I should take half.
Yep, they're going to say, listen, you have wind damage on half of your roof, the front half, which sounds like horse shit.
And you're like, I think I'm just going to take the check.
Yeah, I just want this to be over.
You sounded so tired and
tired.
defeated when you were on the phone. And what did I tell you?
You surprisingly, I was hoping you were going to say, just let's do it. You said, nope, we're gonna keep going after this. And I think the premise that I was really loving with you guys is, Andrew, you told me very early on this was not about my roof. It's about like what these companies are doing to people. Tell me that again, because that really stuck with me. Actually, I thought we were being selfish that we were fighting these people. I wanted you to back off. Like I just thought like it would like,
that I was being aggressive.
That I was being selfish for wanting something that my roof wasn't damaged. I just wanted, I wanted a new roof like everyone else. But it's not really about me.
You bought a policy, right?
I did.
So you bought coverage. And then you had an event and you try to get a cut. That's it. That's the black and white. You pay for something, you get something.
I even asked them, what is the point of insurance if I have a storm and I have water damage and you're not going to help me? Exactly. So they recently told me that they're going to pay out this full roof. No more inspections, cut me a check and get it done. I have since fixed some of these issues myself. Obviously the leaks were fixed that very weekend. And so what, tell me the take home, guys. What can people in my position, did I tell you one of my neighbors got denied his roof? I meant to tell you this. My neighbor says, yeah, my father-in-law, he lives right down the road. He got denied. And I was like, oh, who's his insurance company? It's the same as mine. I was like, Huron,
Ontario.
I said,
Michigan.
Do you think that he talked to a guy by the name of Todd? He's like, boy, that sounds familiar. He says, I got a guy in Akron that probably wants to have.
Josh is ready for him.
So I'm going to get on that guy.
Send him our way.
So I appreciate the story. What other stuff do you do? I know we're talking a lot about roofs here.
Yeah, go, Josh. Tell us everything.
So it's definitely important to have representation, obviously. But we cover, and that kind of gets to it. We transformed, over the years into a full 24 or full service property or commercial and residential property restoration company. We do 24/7 emergency services, which could be boarding up, tarping, pump outs, water mitigation.
You do all this stuff?
Yep. I like the swag you've got on here.
Look at that.
EKG logo.
EKG.
Go to the Learn From Us. Go to the Learn From Us swag store. You can get. I'm kidding. We don't have that quite yet.
Have you seen the official vehicle?
No, I haven't seen it. What's it look?
Yeah,
what
we've got a converted ambulance.
Like Ghost. I was gonna say it's Ghostbusters.
It's an ambulance.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's wrapped in matte black. Looks sweet.
Oh my god, I gotta take a look.
So what other stuff? I know you've done some like giant claims. What are the big things that you can get involved with?
Yeah, we'll do. We've done several large loss water claims. We've done a large loss fire. We've done a lot of cars driving through buildings. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Pipes bursting, mold remediation, every asset of or facet of storm damage and accidental loss. So
we had someone who called when you were talking about your roof damage. We had someone who called, and it was a referral from someone who had worked with us before, and they're like, "Oh, our roof's leaking everywhere. We need help or whatever."
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's a roofer, so he goes to fix it, and he calls us up. He goes, "You guys are going to need to call CPR. There's a different issue here." We're like, "What is it?" And, they're trying to understand. And he goes, "Well, your roof's on the second story. Your first story's leaking.
Oh
yeah.
Their bathroom pipes had exploded."
Oh, I see. And you guys could fix all this.
Yeah, and that's even a large house, very wealthy homeowners who they just didn't have insulation in their exterior wall, and we had that Arctic plunge earlier this year, and next thing you know, a toilet line snaps and it runs for 4 hours. And
again, it's not just about putting drywall up. There's all the, do you have Venetian plaster? Did you have custom cabinetry? Mm-hmm. Did you have, and your insurance policy covers very specific things. And if you get a 100-page document, you're not going to read it. You don't know everything that you're covered.
No. Yeah.
That's what Josh does. He can sit there and go through everything to figure out, you bought this, let me get what you paid for.
What areas are you serving? Ohio-wise or beyond?
Yeah, anywhere 2 hours from Richfield.
2 hours from Richfield.
We'll still handle
Columbus, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Columbus to Pittsburgh to Toledo.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can find Josh and the rest at CPR, Crossroads Property Restoration, at cprmyproperty.com. Guys, I can't, both of you, I can't thank you enough for the amazing hard work you did with me. I thought my roof was hopeless. My stupid insurance company told me that I was stupid for even thinking I had a claim. And sure enough, I have you guys got me a full claim payout here, and it's just freaking, it's a great phone call to get. And
Christmas.
I couldn't have done it without you guys, obviously, because I didn't do it. So, Josh, thank you so much. I'll see you on the basketball court.
Yes.
Andrew, I'll be beating you at poker and tennis very soon. CPRmyproperty.com and learnfromus.com. Love you guys.
Thanks, Seth.
Thanks, Seth.
Thanks, guys. See ya.